JBB's Final Thoughts, Episode 29, An Unlikely Refuge in a Time of Madness. Belated Happy New Year. Sorry about my voice. Winter stresses sometimes find weird places to manifest themselves. Speaking of stress, over the winter break, I decided to move the podcast to its own blog, with the same URL as before, jbbsfinalthoughts.com. Created a new YouTube account just for the video version of the podcast, and created a Gmail address and Twitter account just for the podcast. Of course, at the moment, no one is following me at any of these accounts. So if you use any of these platforms, please subscribe to my streams. If you go to the blog, you'll find the links to all of the ways that you can follow me in the podcast. Thanks. Now on to the episode. JBB's Final Thoughts, Episode 29, An Unlikely Refuge in a Time of Madness. There was a time not very long ago when I loved someone with every fiber of my being who wasn't in a position to really return the favor. There was just enough encouragement for me to entertain that our stolen afternoons making out in our cars would someday become an actual, real relationship. Thus, I insanely kept at it for more than a few seasons, trying to make this love real, even as it became clear that once she was free of her then relationship, that she was not going to be interested at all in making a commitment to being with me. I call this period my period of insanity. I am ever thankful for the two friends whom I routinely uploaded my pent-up frustrations. One of them no longer talks to me. Ugh. The other I seem to have brief flings with about every 10 years. Odd. But one unforeseen refuge during all of this was my binge-watching of the Star Trek series Deep Space Nine. What? Yeah, not anyone's first choice. I already love the series, given its grittier feel, with none of the main characters really getting along for the first couple of seasons. Given that the series really couldn't resort to the Alien of the Week scenarios of other Star Trek series, more emphasis fell on the interactions of the main characters and the evolving relationships that developed. Then, in the last couple of seasons, an unrequited love scenario was explored, just as I was helplessly pining for my own love, and I found myself crying my eyes out as the characters confessed their love and then sacrificed it for higher purposes. I really couldn't stand it. They got a taste of what I longed for and then let it go because they needed to attend to these higher callings. Damn it, that was unexpected and difficult to watch. Granted, this was at a time that all it took was a beautiful California sunset to reduce me to tears as I drove home, alone. Eventually I ran out of episodes, the characters moved on, and I hung in there for a few more years, hoping that our illicit kisses would become something more. Yeah, I was that insane. The reason that I'm bringing all of this up is that I was reminded of all of this when I finished binge-watching the series again a few weeks ago. I don't know what insanity the series creators were going through, but it really spoke to my unsatisfied passions. Actually, this recent rewatching brought me back to those extended periods of insanity and unrealized desire. I usually watch sci-fi to escape the pressures of my real life as an educator, but this was a case where the fictional world tapped into the part of my life that was completely killing me, and I never got what I desperately longed for. I knew that it wasn't going to end well for me, but just like the characters in the series, I was going to be okay in this unexpected new reality. I didn't end up with the girl, but I was going to be okay, and there was no saying that the future wouldn't be even more amazing than what just happened. Somehow I needed to integrate these experiences into who I was, learn whatever I could from these experiences, and then still work toward my better self. I might not be part wormhole alien running an orbital city in a far distant region of space, but I have to respect the gifts I've been given, honor the precious connections that I've had with others, and share my narrative with other fellow travelers to help them in their journeys. I was an insane babbling idiot who now babbles a bit less these days. Thank you, Deep Space Nine, for speaking to my babbling heart and helping me through my period of insanity. And thank you for spending this time with me at JBB's Final Thoughts. If you want to continue to participate in my outer monologue, you can subscribe to my blog at http://jbbsfinalthoughts.com, scroll to the bottom of the page, click the follow button where it says follow blog via email, and enter your own email address. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just search for JBB's Final Thoughts and make sure it doesn't autocorrect to something like Jobs Final Thoughts. Damn autocorrect. Catch you later. Enjoy.